Hey Scorpios, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Sorry, I'm like trying to get these done this morning because I got a long day. A good day, just a long day. But we have the Tear and the Father, the Bridge, the Poet, and the Storm. Scorps. I mean, the Father is the idea of like being lifted up on a pedestal and then being dropped flat on your face. And the Tear is just kind of like, it's sadness, you know, it's just, it's mourning. You know, but the silver lining of the Tear is that through mourning, you cleanse out that energy, you release that emotion, you know, and I feel like there's just this idea of, there's a lot of confusion around like where these extremes were coming from. And I feel like the idea here is that the only way to move past these confusing extremes is to like, and this was in an Aquarian read too, so maybe you guys have some aqua in your charts or are dealing with an aqua, but I don't know, it just kind of feels like, I was there last read was like cleaning house, and it wasn't about what they were finding in the house. It was about like the relationships that were being built along the way. And I feel like there's an idea of like, the only way you're really going to be able to cross this bridge is if you can find the beauty in the chaos, you know, and oftentimes the beauty in the chaos is the experience of overcoming the chaos, right? Like, and not to encourage trauma bonding in any way, because that's not what you want to do. Trauma bonding is latching on to those issues and perpetuating them. What I think you're wanting to do is recognize the issues, find the good in it, and move beyond them. You know, like take the good and go. You know, like take the lessons learned and move on is what it feels like, right? Like sometimes there's so much pain that the only thing you can do is I don't know, I just feel like an amputation almost, you know what I mean? Like just this sense of amputating an experience, amputating an environment, and being really sad and really remorseful about it. But like also, what did you learn from that situation? What did you learn from those relationships? Like what beauty is there to be found in it, and who you are, you know, that will enable you to cross that divide away from those trauma bonds and into healthy bonds. And that can be in a workplace environment, that can be with your friends, that can be with your lovers, you know what I mean? Like that can play out in so many different ways. And quite frankly, if it plays out in one area, it's likely playing out in every other area too, right? As above, so below. That's why tarot is so fun, because you can just read an energy and it can resonate for so many different people in so many different ways, you know? But I feel like ultimately what this is saying is that there was just a lot of confusion, a lot of extremes, and a lot of sadness around all of that. And you having to really sort through and figure out, you know, like, where is my good in this? And how can I take that and move in another direction? Scorpios, the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Cups. Well, that's good, because I feel like you need that, that Wheel of Fortune. You're like, whoo, thank God. The Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Cups, and the Two of Cups. Yeah, because I just feel like wherever there was a lot of confusion, wherever there was just like this concern for extremes, it just feels like you can, every experience that we have in life is for a reason, and it doesn't always feel that way at all. You know, like can confirm, but it does happen for a reason, and we do learn a lot from it. And sometimes what we learn is just kind of like this, I don't know, like a pattern, a habit. Like if you have something major that's going on in your life, and then you can see how that's playing out in all of these different things, then it gives you the opportunity to acknowledge what your pattern is and what it is that you're drawn to, that you need to know, that you need to release, that you need to let go. like, okay, like I can see why I was drawn to that. And as a result, I can see how I can remove myself from those situations and move in a direction that offers me a lot more. The Queen of Cups, the Two of Cups, I mean, this is like partnership, this is love, you know, like an offering of love. Again, this doesn't have to be a love relationship. It can play out in so many different ways, but it just feels healthy. You know, it feels like instead of being trauma bonded to somebody, you're just having a healthy relationship, you know? And that's exciting. But sometimes in order to learn and understand what a trauma bond is and how that plays out, we have to see how it is that we engage in those relationships in all of the areas and all of the different ways that that energy plays itself out in our lives. Oh, that's fun. You have the King of Cups, Ten of Swords, Knight of Wands, Five of Swords. Yeah, again, it just feels like this need to really cut out these, I just want to say trauma bonds, honestly. Like, I don't know how that will play out individually, but I don't know, like if you have the, like, if you have a friend and every time you talk to this friend, it's just to, you know, like complain about things, or I don't know. I think of like a married couple for some reason. And like the one person in this relationship does nothing but complain to their friends about their spouse, right? And it's like, if all you can do is complain about your spouse, do you think maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship with them? Do you know what I mean? Do you think maybe you're just really unhappy and miserable and that's because you won't let it go? You know what I mean? Do you think maybe you're really unhappy and miserable at this job because you just won't let it go? And you're like, well, I put in all this time, but like they've done this to me and they've done that to me and they do this to me. And then your coworkers are like, oh, I know they've done this, they've done this, they've done this. And then everybody's angry and everybody hates everything, but everybody's just bonding over the trauma that's going on. You know what I mean? And then like nobody's engaging in a healthy relationship in any way. You know what I mean? Like that's what that feels like. But again, I think that like you're having an opportunity to really move beyond that. You know, the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, that's a lot of fun. Again, like this elevated partnership, divine partnership. And I think just really wanting to move in that direction, you know? Yeah. Scorps. Magician. Yes, I love that. I don't know what that one was. The Fool. What kind of fool am I? The Four of Cups, the Magician, and the Fool. Well, again, it's just kind of like this idea of lack, right? Because it's what trauma bonding is. It's bonding over all the things that are wrong in your life. It's bonding over all of the bad that's happened. It's bonding over all, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, you know, like I want to feel alive. I want to feel like I'm moving forward. I want to feel like I can finally experience the depth of positivity because I'm so tired of existing in the depth of negativity. You know what I mean? Like, Okay, let's do one last card for y'all. The Bardo, the In-Between. I kind of want to do another one because I don't really know what to do with that. The Unseen in the Bardo. You know, I mean, it could very well be that it's just this idea of, you know, like you have, like, you know what it is that you dream of. You know what it is that you're seeking. And maybe that's just where that change occurs, right? Because if it's just about understanding how you trauma bond with people in any given situation, then part of that is like understanding how you can avoid trauma bonding moving forward, and really just kind of having to, like, I don't know, I just feel like read between the lines, you know? I feel like Scorpios are fantastic at that, you know, like I can see what's going on the surface, but I can also see what you're thinking about it and how you're feeling about it and how you're moving according to these two things and not this thing. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, and I feel like when you do that to yourself and you see why it is that you're doing those things and why you're thinking these things and why you're feeling these things, then you're able to recognize why it is that like you need to move away from an energy, move away from an environment. You know what I mean? Again, what was your last read? It was like, when you stay in your lane, you win. And I feel like you're like, okay, yeah, so I need to figure out what it is that I'm doing that's engaging with these types of bonds, you know, and pay attention to how it is that I'm thinking and how I'm feeling and why I'm doing that. And I need to just like go in another direction, which I think you're doing. And I love. I hope this plays out for everyone. If it does, please give me a like, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.